Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Brad Grundmeyer, Director of Public Government Affairs for Cox, Louisiana. Thank you so much for tuning into our program. In this segment, we're going to be talking to our dear friends who do fantastic work at Second Harvest Food Bank, and glad to have their president and CEO, Miss Natalie Jayroe.
Correct.
Oh, I did it right. That's
you
awesome.
Did.
I'm so proud of myself. And as well as their director of the culinary operations, Chief Tony Biggs. Thanks, Tony, for coming, my friend. And Natalie, great to see you as well. Before we get into the program, I wanted to stop and say thanks and also applaud you, as we feel it's really appropriate to do. We were just talking beforehand about all the prep that I'm sure and attention you guys got as the waters were rising on the Atchafalaya and the river. It was probably very comforting and encouraging to see so much of the community wanting to engage, and you guys received a lot of the calls for that because people thought, well, they're going to need some food, they're going to need some assistance, and you guys did a great job, as you always do, and rallied it up and prepared yourself, thankfully, for something that didn't really happen.
You know, Brad, you're absolutely right. I think Second Harvest is truly owned by the community, and our effort is as good as the effort that comes to us.
Well
and
said.
We really did receive a lot of calls, a lot of offers of help, and I'd like to assure everyone that for the families, and thank God there weren't the huge numbers we were anticipating, but for the families in need, they did receive the help that so many people offered to us.
Well, you guys are fantastic, and you won't hear, you won't hear a negative thing come from us, because we're just so proud of you guys are neighbors just down the street from us here, but more so of the great work that you're doing. For those who might not be too familiar of the great work you're doing, could you give us a little quick synopsis of the efforts that you guys are doing?
Sure. Second Harvest leads the fight against hunger through food distribution, advocacy, education, and disaster response. We serve 23 parishes of South Louisiana, so we stretch from the Mississippi to the Texas borders. I'm sorry, Alabama to Texas borders, and we serve 263,000 people a year. And we do that through a network of faith-based and nonprofit organizations that are in neighborhoods scattered throughout our 23 parishes.
You're also, as it is the summertime, is that do you see a spike in the need for food? Because I know you have a summer feeding program. I'm just curious, is that due to the need that is out there? We do. We see a spike in the need with children because, you know, as we know, 84... Free and reduced lunch,
Absolutely right. And only 13% of the 32,000 children in the greater New Orleans area that receive free and reduced lunch also are part of a summer program. So we knew there was an incredible need, and that's the reason why we really wanted to get our community kitchen built quickly and bring on someone with Chef Tony Biggs' talent and experience in order to make a dent in child hunger this summer.
And to that point, before we get to the kitchen, I think the staggering number that you provide 5,000 meals for 40 days, and I think that's just what an incredible feat. I can't even feed my family of 6 at times at that numbers, but that's a credit to your staff and volunteers that make it happen.
Well, and also an incredible collaboration across the community. We had the Emeril Lagasse Foundation, we had after-school partnerships, we had the Mayor of New Orleans, we had John Young here in Jefferson Parish, so many groups that came together, just a tremendous collaborative effort. But the kitchen's actually built to do 10,000 meals a day.
Well, that's great. And well, Tony, what about the community kitchen now? It's going to be fantastic. 8,500 square feet or something like that? 8,500
square feet, Brad. It's quite an amazing showpiece. You need to come down and have lunch with me in our exhibition kitchen.
Yes.
So we'll be able to do.
Well, let's let everybody see. Firstly, the great ribbon cutting. Natalie, tell me a little bit of some of the dignitaries that were there for that.
Yeah, we were joined by an incredible group of people. Sheriff Marlon Guzman, John Young. We had folks from the mayor's office. Of course, the Archbishop opened up by blessing the building for us.
Elton Lagasse, I see.
Elton Lagasse was there. So a great combination of people from across the community.
Let's show everybody this amazing place. What do we have in here?
Well,
Tony, absolutely. This looks like something that should be on Food Network. My goodness.
It should. And, you know, Food Network should come down and just kind of be like, and have a run at it at 4 a.m. and we run up the Oliver machine, which is our packaging machine, to do the 5,000 meals.
And that's this right here?
Yes, that's it. Correct.
5,000
meals. Yep. So our day begins, some days begin with the hot breakfast at 2 a.m. And we have those breakfasts going out to the different sites, 28 sites, around 6 a.m. And then we gear up for the lunchtime, which is the same amount, which is about 2,000, 2,500 a day.
Absolutely, and it's just staggering to me. And how many pounds we're talking of food a day? I mean, just millions, I'm sure, huh?
The food bank does 50 million pounds a
Is
year.
that what it is?
We're doing 25 million pounds of food a year, 19 million meals, but the goal, as Chef was mentioning, that our board has given to us is to double that amount, and that's why we're in the facility we are. That's why we built this great kitchen, so that we can work on doubling it.
Is this kind of a kitchen unheard of, or is it, typical of what entities as such as Second Harvest are doing in a regional basis?
Well, this kitchen, actually, this is a prototype that is being copied around the country, but however, our kitchen, and I had the opportunity to travel to different food banks this summer, but I would say that after seeing theirs, we put our own spin on ours. Actually, ours is the largest probably in the country, and we'll be able to do, as Natalie was saying, 10,000 meals out of this.
Natalie, who are we talking about here? Seniors?
It's
that
great,
actually get some of the support here?
It's a great question, and we've done some really good research as a network called Map the Meal Gap. So we're really looking at who needs and who's receiving all of our food bank services, whether it's from our kitchen or from the rest of our warehouse. Who's going to the church or nonprofit pantries? And unfortunately, we know at least a third of those folks are working families that are really struggling right now. We know what the recession has done. No community knows better than we do what it's like or how close we all are to needing a helping hand if some kind of disaster strikes. With the kitchen, we're working with 3 different, what we think of as customers. One, first and foremost, our children. We know that there's a huge need for our children. Unfortunately, our statistics here in Louisiana are not great for children 5 and under at risk for hunger. We want to reach out to our seniors. We know that there's some more room to work there. We know there's waiting lists for Meals on Wheels and a number of programs that are really stretching to serve our senior citizens. We want to be able to help them. And then thirdly, with this wonderful state-of-the-art cook chill system that Chef is going to operate, we can take some of that wonderful millions of pounds of fresh produce, the 3 million pounds that Walmart will donate to us, the 2 million pounds that Winn-Dixie's giving to us, the millions of pounds that Rouse's and other retailers are giving to us, and
really
turn those into nourishing meals like jambalayas, macaroni and cheese,
beef bourguignon,
good stuff.
chili.
Oh, it sounds good already.
Blast freeze it, put it in a 5-pound bag, and distribute.
Let's let everybody know real quick as we wrap up. Go to the website if you want to engage, www.no-hunger.org. The phone number to call, 504-734-1322. If you want to volunteer, you want to donate, please help. Go to those websites, go to the phone number, give them a call. Greatly appreciated. I'm sorry we're out of time. Natalie, Chef, thank you so much. Congratulations on that awesome place. I'm going to come check that out. And Natalie, thanks for your service of you as well as all of your team. Greatly appreciated.
Well, thank you.
All right, everybody, that wraps up this segment of Cox Connections. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.